the seat of power here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, and in the state of Georgia. This is better known for the low economically oppressed people as KYRC, which means Know Your Rights Campaign. This means that if you go to court, and if you go to the juvenile court system, or into the other courtroom here in Lowndes County, you will find 12 chairs available for the people who will have their day in court. Just a few days ago, September the 6th, 91 people stood in a hallway and only 12 seats were available. And although Chandler Watkins' 14-year-old daughter was handcuffed face down on the floor and have gone to two court judges, and she don't believe that her daughter, her husband, or her have received any justice. While there and after the Honorable James Counsel made a decision in that case, after the case, Chandler Watson and her husband, Tim, was told by a sheriff deputy when they asked to meet with the judge that because of the crap that's on YouTube, you got to go through and follow procedures. Be that as it may. Now I want to say today, before I go to church, that if the Southern judiciary leaders and judges and lawyers in the state of Georgia are listening to and watching Boston G.B.R. on YouTube, as the clock or as the bell tone at this church, this is a wake-up call that I am starting a new playlist. The bell represents what the deputy said to the mother of this 14-year-old lady, her husband, and their 14-year-old daughter. So in honor of her, we are going to let the bell tone for what the sheriff deputy called crap, and maybe others in the Southern judiciary may call crap. Let me back up a little while, for a minute. Now, the bell represents what they call the crap. Let me say this to my fellow Georgians. When I have posted on this YouTube channel that they are calling crap, when 15 to 25 black African Americans was murdered in May of 1918, and Sidney Johnson was drugged up and down South Patterson Street, castrated, his body parts thrown across the street. Then Sidney Johnson was tied behind a pickup truck and dragged all the way to Marvin, Georgia, to the old campgrounds. Is that the crap you're talking about? Because that's what I posted. The fact that the Quitman 10 have not received justice in over 3 years for alleged voter fraud, and we don't believe they have done nothing wrong, And we talked about what has never been published in your newspaper, that the Georgia Bureau investigation, during their investigation, intimidated voters so much until many of them refused to go back to the polls to vote. An 80-some-year-old woman in Morgan, Georgia, got a story to tell, and she have told that story. Is that the crap that you're talking about? When the South Georgia Library Director called me names, belittled me as an individual, defamation of character. If I didn't have some character, I would have been filed charges that has been made on me. I took those accusations to the mayor, John Gale, to the chairman of the Lowndes County Board of Commission, Slaughter. I took them to Kay Harris of the Valdosta Daily Times, and they said absolutely nothing. Is that the crap that you're talking about? Because it's on YouTube. When 31 jail deaths from 1994 to 2009 and from 2009 to 2013 is top secret, because nobody in the state of Georgia will inform the people how many jail deaths have occurred. Is that the crap that you're talking about? When Judge Hugh Lawson ruled in June of 1997 from a court order by former inmates in the jail, the head plaintiff was Dorothea Patterson. Judge Hugh Lawson ruled on that case in June of 97, hopefully to resolve the inhumane condition, racism, segregation, and food problems, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. I got it all documented. Look, is that the crap you're talking about? Look, if you want to see some more crap, go to kvci.blogspot.com. Look, there's much more crap. There's much more crap that I have not even put on YouTube. Look, please listen. kvci.blogspot.com. Now I know some of you all are a little slow, but I want y'all to hear all of this crap. Go to that blog. So the crap that they're talking about on YouTube, the crap didn't start there. The crap started back on kvci.blogspot.com. Look, when we found out that Barbara Park was named after a man that did not want blacks in Barbara Park, and so they closed the park rather than let black African Americans swim in the pool. Sonny Vickers on city council can tell you the complete story. He know it. He may not talk about it, but he knows it. And so when we found out the history behind that, and I'm not going to criticize Mr. Barber, I got more that I researched the newspaper, and I put that. Eventually the park name was changed, but not before 15 of us went to jail. Now, is that the crap that you're talking about? The fact that on J.C. Shack polling place a few years ago, when Reverend Floyd Rose ran for chairman of the Lowndes County Board of Commission, his life was threatened. The Valdosta Daily Times, no TV station would report it. And when I went to the Times and told them about it, eventually they published it in the newspaper, but they never mentioned Reverend Rose, a candidate running for the chairman of the committee. His name was never mentioned. Is that the crap that you're talking about? The fact that Earl Evans, a black police officer, was dating a white girl in Quitman, Georgia. He was shot, put in the police car, and burned to a crisp. No justice have been received in that case. Nobody is investigating that death or murder. Is that the crap that you're talking about? I haven't finished yet. Ed Dixon in Quitman was dating a white girl. He too, along with the Wootons, was murdered in Quitman, Georgia. Is that the crap you talking about? Still haven't finished yet. Sammy Baker, tased in Quitman, West End 84, along with a whole list of others, is all on kvci.blogspot.com. Is this the crap you're talking about? I haven't finished yet. On May the 25th, I was stopped by a sheriff deputy by the name of Thomas. And I'm not blaming Thomas, because Deputy Thomas got his orders from a higher power. Told me I was not even driving my normal vehicle, which means that I'm being followed, that I'm being watched. And as Chandler Watson said, she feared law enforcement here in Valdosta and Lowndes County. She is not the only one. Now, I don't fear them. I don't fear them. I have no reason to fear them. I got a group of forces behind me. See, I'm a peaceful man, but the people that back me, the powers that back me, are not peaceful. And I will assure you of that. They are not peaceful like I am. You cannot find nothing in my record wherein I have even struck out at those people that have written negative comments. It's not that many. On kvci.blogspot.com or on YouTube. I never use negative venom, because I know completely what my purpose is here in the state of Georgia. So I am a peaceful man. My military record speaks for itself. The highest performance reports you can get in the military is a 9, which is outstanding. And my record, all through the years, except the first one, and I'm willing to show this to anybody. When I first went in the military, I think I got 2 excellents. In my last year, I got an excellent. But other than that, they all are outstanding. Outstanding. I received my training from my grandmother, who was black, with only a 3rd grade education. I went to Washington Street High School under the leadership of Robert C. Marshall. They taught us to prepare for this day. They educated us not to walk in fear. They told us to walk in the power and the might of the living God that allowed us to come to these shores in the year of 1555 aboard a slave ship called Jesus, captained by one Sir John Hawkins, a slave trader that brought our ancestors to America, that some call the New Babylon, some call the belly of the beast, but I call it what it is, the United States of America. I don't speak ill of none of the other 43 all-white male presidents, as they are speaking about the 44th president, which is the first black African American. They say it's not about race. And when we say something, they'll say we are playing the race card. Don't give me that jump, or what as the judicial leaders and the Lowndes County Sheriff Deputy say, don't give me that crap. I'm saying to you, just turn the race card over and look at the real crap. And the real crap is the history. You don't have to defend Rush Limbaugh lies. Let the lies speak for themselves. You don't have to judge. You don't have to choose over a dirty glass of water out of ignorance. Let me repeat. Never judge a dirty glass of water. Just set a clean glass of water up beside it. And so they're trying to criticize me as if though the YouTube is a dirty glass of water. Well, if YouTube is a dirty glass of water, All I'm asking you to do, Mr. Deputy, Mr. Judiciary, who's on at the judicial system, who are watching my YouTube, all I'm asking you to do is set your clean glass up beside my clean glass and let the people see which one are dirty. I will assure you that mine are crystal clear. It's so crystal clear that you can't even match up to it. Because what I have said from day one is nothing but the truth. Go back to the blog and look that when a 105 vehicle motorcade traveled from Hayhara to Folsom Bridge in honor of Mary Turner that was lynched, burned to a crisp outside of Hayhara. The white mob member took the heel of his boot after cutting the baby from her womb in her 8th month of pregnancy and stamped his head, the baby head, and crushed the life out of it. The names of those murderers were sent to the Georgia governor, and nothing was done about it. Is that the crap? Is that the crap? Is that the crap you talking about? Now, to all of you who give me fine comments on YouTube, let me say this to you, and I most humbly bow to you. Out of deep respect and out of great love. But let me say this to you. Although I appreciate your comments, they don't worth a dime. To the south, I say they don't worth a dime. To the north, I will say they don't worth a dime. To the east, where the sun rises in the morning, to open and govern the day, I will say the comment don't worth a dime. And I will turn back to the south, the real south, and say they don't worth a dime. And now I will turn to the west to say they don't worth a dime. Now why did I do that? I want you to see how I call the west south. You see, why did I do that? I did it to make a point. The people coming after me will call the west south, the north south, the west east, and the east west. But when you go to my blog and my YouTube, you're going to find it straight. You're going to find the clean glass of water. And the reason why I do that is because I fear to God that you dip in. I look at all these churches, the black and the white churches, the Korean churches, all these churches, and mosques and the synagogue over there, and the Jewish temple, and the Muslims in the masjid on the WD side of the house over there. Now, all these buildings are filled on the Seventh-day Adventists yesterday, but it ain't worth a dime to me if you can't stand up for a 14-year-old girl, or if you can't stand up in support of the Quit My 10 that'll be going to court on September 23rd, September 23rd, or if you can't stand up for the 31 jail deaths that nobody knows what happened to them, and from 2009 to 2013 is top secret. So you can give me comments, you can go to church, you can pray, you can fall down on the floor, you can give your tithe and your offering, your benevolence offering, you can holler hallelujah, hallelujah, and hallelujah. But if you can't stand up in God's word, you're not a symbol of Jesus Christ. You're not even a good symbol of the son of Abraham and Yoshabel Moses. You're not really a symbol of Buddha. You're not even a symbol of Muhammad. And now this is not being disrespectful rather. This is not being disrespectful, because I love all those religions. You see, I wasn't taught in the military how to love. I was taught how to destroy, how to kill, but I wasn't taught how to love. If I was taught how to love, I wouldn't have went in the military in the first place. I would not have gone into the military in the first place. Looking back over my career and seeing what had happened to me, I should have been fighting here on the streets of America for the rights that we were fighting for and still fighting for on foreign battlefields, that some wars are going on now that you don't know nothing about. And I know I'm right in that. And so, you call all this crap. Listen, you sound like Lester Maddox of yesterday. You sound like Bull Connors of yesterday. You sound like George Wallace of yesterday. You sound like the sons of the Confederacy that was staunch patriots, staunch Christians. You sound like Lester Maddox with his axe handles and other things that God turned into toothpicks. You talk about crap. And you know something? As they criticize this president have not done to white people what some of the other 43 white male presidents did to black people. And we didn't call for no impeachment. We love this country. History have already recorded, considering what we went through, 3/5 of a human being, stripped of our name, our language, our God, our family structure. Couldn't maintain a family. Time you get a family started, they would take the strongest young boys, send them off to a plantation, separate the daddy from the mama from the children, all for economic reasons. Is that the crap that you're talking about? Because that's on YouTube as well. But let me tell you something. I'm going to leave you with this. In your spare time, read Ecclesiastes 8 and 8. For no man has power over the spirit to retain the spirit. Then read the 2nd chapter of Joel, which says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sound an alarm in my holy mountains. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, and is nigh at hand. Read John 8:32, please. And ye shall know the truth, and that the truth shall set and make you free. You cannot be free unless you receive what the deputy called crack. Because you know, the good people of Valdosta know, as you visit this channel, you know that it's not crack. And if it is crack, when you look at crack in the fullness sense of crack, since you chose to use that word, let me give you a further understanding of the crack that you talked about. If it is indeed the truth, and if it is crack, when you eat, your body gives off waste, and you call it the crack. You may not like the way it smells, but if you get constipated, you be glad to see that crack, because that crack is the truth of what you ate. It is the truth of what gives your body the nutrients that will make you strong enough to bring children into the world. And so since you went to that low level of the English language to call what we produce as crap, just remember, when you go to the bathroom, and if your crap don't get posted in the commode, then you're going to have to go to the doctor, the hospital. And if they don't visit you soon, you will be in the hereafter once again. This is the Ghetto Free Press, George Boston Rhymes. I only cut this because I know, like I've been saying for a long time, oh, they're going to come after me. If they didn't come after me, God himself would be a liar. Let me repeat. If they didn't come after me, and if they don't come after Chandler and Watson, and if they don't come after the Johnson family, and if they don't come after the family of the Week of Terror family members for telling the truth, then God himself is a liar. God is a liar if they don't come after us. The wicked, if they don't come after us. Jesus, Muhammad, everybody that stood for truth, they are liars. Because the wicked, from the beginning, from when God said, let there be light, the wicked have always come out after the righteous. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press, the voice of the ghetto, the voice of the ghetto. Anderson Cooper, we want to thank you so much. Brother Al Sharpton, MSNBC, We thank you, but seem like, my beautiful brother, you could have done a little bit more. Okay? This is from the backwoods of Georgia. George Boston Rhymes, a retired military veteran, in my 117th day of being restricted from public properties herein Valdosta, Lowndes County, the state of Georgia, in the United States of America, and in God's world. This is the rest of the story. Bye-bye. We got
When I was a little boy, there was a lot of love. Love between brothers and sisters, neighbors and friends. There was so much love until I thought that love would never end. But today, as I look around me, I see so much hatred and killing everywhere. So if you got someone that loves you, I'll tell you today, you better love them back. Where did all the love go? Somebody tell me, where did it go? Where did all the love go? Somebody tell me, where did it go? There was a time if a neighbor saw you in distress, they would come running to help. These days, they'll just drive by just to see what's going on, so they can call their friends and tell them on the cell phone. As a people, where are we going from here? What will the future be like? Will things get better, or will it get worse? If we don't come together, I'm sure in the future, things will be worse. Where did all the love go? Somebody tell me, where did it go? Where did all the love go? Somebody tell me, where did it go? There was love in the church. There was love out